do you know that the single input can get your entire database hacked? Let me show you what I mean by that. Suppose that I have a very simple login page. It has username and password. So users enter the username and give the password and then clicks on the login button. And your backend code looks something like this. So you are directly taking the username that you got from the front end and the password, and you are using the string concatenation to create the raw SQL queries and run that. So this code might look okay to you, but there is a problem. Suppose the user, instead of putting the password, user puts something like this. Okay, so they put something like this, and now your SQL query will become something into this. So if you just see this condition, so it doesn't matter whatever password they have provided here, but this specific part, this is always true. Okay, so this is always true. That means this query, this entire thing will be true. And the problem is, it doesn't matter if the user has put the correct password or not, and it doesn't even matter if the user has put his username or not. He might put someone else's username and the password. This query will still be a valid query, and it will run and it will give us data of that user, which is not right because user is able to bypass the authentication. And this attack is known as SQL injection attack. So in this case, user can get the admin access by providing the admin username, and they can able to log in without password. And this has been a very popular type of cybersecurity attack that has been happening, and you can see in this instance, this type of attack cost the Sony PlayStation millions of dollars. And back in the day, the SQL injection attack was so popular because earlier people used to write the code like that, and they used to directly form the raw SQL queries, and based on the whatever input that you have gone, they directly use that without sanitizing the user input, and they directly used to form the raw SQL queries from the user input that they have got. So to avoid this kind of issue, what you can do, instead of writing the raw SQL queries by using string concatenation, you can write the queries like this. So you can write the queries in the parameterized form. So you do not use string concatenation directly on the input that you have got. Instead, you write the queries in the parameterized form. So that way, even if the user provides some malicious string, then also that value will be considered as a string only. Okay, and that will not be run as a SQL statement. Another thing we can do is to try to avoid writing raw SQL queries as much as possible. So you can use some modern day ORMs like Prisma, SQLize, or Entity Framework. So that way you don't have to write the raw SQL queries by your own. And the last thing is that is the thumb up rule. Never ever trust the user input. So whenever you are getting any user input, make sure you always sanitize it, check it, and then only you store it. And do not use any unsanitized user input directly and create any SQL queries from that. So these are my thoughts about SQL injection. So let me know what you think on this. And as always, thanks for watching.